How would you know that he's pushing? Noah has a fish in his hand and it's kind of flying out of his hand. He cannot keep hold of it any longer. And also you see on the vases how Heracles, aka Nimrod, is tearing at Noah Nero's hair. He's tearing him back by his hair. Or Heracles comes from behind and stops Noah. That one looks back, and Heracles actually wants to take hold of the wandering pool, the stick of Noah. Or Heracles is either beating or promising beads to Noah with his stick, and he wants the snake and the flame from Noah. So then Heracles is kind of pushing Noah out of the picture, out of politics, and he's always coming from behind. Heracles takes for Zeus' religion the snakes, which is knowledge. So Heracles has killed a lot, but Noah didn't. Heracles has angst to die. He wants immorality. Yeah, he is immoral. He wants immortality. And he's asking, oh, suffering, what shall I do? Shall I go? The snatcher has taken my flesh in my sleeping room. Death is all around, and whereas I put my foot, there is death as well. So that's what Heracles says. And if you have knowledge, you get an easy life. So that's the snake knowledge from the tree of life, because life means to here it's about the tree of life, which has the golden apples that Heracles is living off. And they deal with it in the way that they just mate with their own siblings so that they can be immortal, because they always procrastinate. So Noah, also called Nerois, has a fish tail and a triton. Then we have Cain, the way of Cain, Heracles, Gilgamesh, Nimrod, or Hephaestus, they're all the same. And Hermes or Cush is the father of Heracles. Athena, Hera, and Eva are the same. Zeus and Adam are the same. Hera and Eva are the same. There is Abel, and there is Seth and Jesus, which are the same. Yeah. Utnapishtim I got here, which is a living light tower of righteousness. Probably Noah and Nerois, those really were, but then the others followed. So in the Roman civil right, there you have this artificial construct of a family organization as well, pater familia. The oldest man in the house had the say, and it included family members, the slaves' house and property. It was kind of a commercial idea behind it. So that the rods and the holding together of them with iron, so iron you can't break, that's the family bond. So if you stick together, you can't break that. So that one was the symbol of the highest Roman state power, Lictorenbündel. And that one was brought forth by the servant at court. And it's also a fascis, that one is called, which became fascism here. And the fathers of the USA, they decided to use this Roman civil right. The founding fathers. Then it's about the political mean by goods. So Council of Foreign Relations, which is the CIA, and located vis-a-vis the St. Peter Cathedral of the highest bishop in New York, is a entity that nowadays decides about the whereabouts of our commercial law system and politics that is included. So there is the Ku Klux Klan, they are white, there is Nation of Islam, the black ones, Islamic Shrine of Freemasonry, Knights of Malta, Opus Dei, which is a religious sect, Club of Rome, Knights of Columbus, Rothschilds, Illuminati, Kabbalistic, Zionistic Jewish, then the Mafia, the CIA, Mossad, the Church, State, Bank and Military. They own 21% of all the houses in Italy in 1980, the Vatican. And the Jesuit University is, first of all, Georgetown, where Dalai Lama also is very often seen, Fordham and Marquette, and they're all Mormon universities, where they say the most of these MK Ultra is done. And the Jesuit Ludwig Kaas and Franz von Papen, they were helping Hitler politically, and the Jesuit general Martin Bormann was the one that was giving the advices, orders. So the SS, the Super Schutzstaffel that Himmler founded, was full of Jesuits, and kind of they had the Jesuit oath as basis, where the fourth of them is very ill. Like, you really have to always stick to the club, otherwise your tongue gets torn out and stuff like that. So gun control even started 1935 with Hitler. So in Vatican City you have this Nazismus happening, and communism is also invented by these CIA guys. So religion, the Pope said that he has never ever done any mistakes. So if you see, there is the Vatican, and the Vatican actually has been inventing the Koran. And also English was a project they did by William Shakespeare and his many plays. And Edward de Vere, a Red Knight, was planning the Protestantic Queen. And the Jesuits, they would take revenge. That's when the Pt.3 was wounded. And it's the general of the Jesuits that is the Black Pope in the Vatican. And the Vatican gives all his orders to these that I have read, the Ku Klux Klan, blah, 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 or is just one part of this whole mix of orders, CIA, and the Freemasonry. Like there is the religious side, the Vatican that has been creating the CIA, so they are the same. But Freemasonry has taken over by the Medicis, for example, the Vatican. So they're all the same by now. So the Jesuits, they were founded by Ignatius Loyola, 1500, as a mean against the Protestant Reformation. And he has done 15 to 1700 Inquisition, the Pt.3, and many wars were started through monarchs. And through Constantine, the Roman emperor, the Vatican is in the hand of their hand. So then they worked via religion as well. And then later on, as I said, Freemasonry came, like Medicis and stuff, or maybe even before that. Then we have here Elizabeth the First had to be killed. So Edward de Vere, he was telling that in a book. And more than 5,000 words were invented by the King James Bible to actually put English as a world language. And his picture in the Washington Library had been altered. So his hair was made vanish, and everything that kind of was pointing to him was painted over. Also, the famous painter that has done the picture, the portrait initially, has been painted over. So there you see there is fights within that elite group. So then King James have banned the Jesuits out of Great Britain. Then Henry II was kind of killed because they made him to be a pedophile. And then Henry IV was killed in a chariot with a stitch through his heart. And the Protestant King of Sweden did that because of the verdict of Nantes, not in France.